Yo, welcome back everyone. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. And I'm about to do some shameless plugins right now. So please join the goddamn Discord. I am begging you guys. I can legit smell the ashes from this Discord server's grave. So please make it active again. But other than that, we're gonna be doing What If Deku Had a Karma Steal Part 2. And if there's no more further introductions, let's just jump straight into the intro.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through eyes covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
So last time where we left off on this What If, we left off with Izuku actually accepting One For All, and seeing this as another power source to actually defeat the Otsutsuki. As Izuku accepted One For All Might starts to tell Izuku that he probably could accept One For All right now, but he wants to make sure that Izuku could actually accept One For All and wants to put him through some training before he gives it to him. As Izuku agrees to this, his Karma Seal starts to fade away. As Izuku finally realizes that his Karma Seal is starting to go away, he decides to tell All Might that he has to go now, and goes home. But when he gets home, he asks his mom what was happening to his Karma Seal, since his Karma Seal was acting pretty weird. As Inko did not know how to respond to this, as she was still pretty confused in why Izuku's Karma Seal was acting up. Not knowing the reason why Izuku's Karma Seal was acting up, Izuku goes to bed that night, as all of a sudden his Karma Seal starts to activate, as Izuku immediately wakes up. But when Izuku wakes up, he notices that he's not in his bedroom and wonders where he is, as everything is white. As Izuku starts looking around, he notices a man with pale skin and weird clothing. As he starts to walk up to the man and asks the man who he is. As the man tells Izuku with a warm smile that he's his father. As Izuku immediately runs up to him and hugs him, asking him how he's even able to see him since he thought he was dead. As his father starts to explain to Izuku, telling him that he's actually in the Karma Seal, and he's the reason why his Karma Seal starts to activate a lot more recently. As Izuku lets go of his father and asks him why he's here. As his father tells Izuku that he's actually here to train Izuku and how to use his Karma Seal to its fullest potential. As Izuku starts to realize this, he starts training with his father and how to use his Karma Seal, and he starts to learn other things from his father as well. And the reason why I'm doing this right now is since a lot of you from the last part told me that I should give Izuku some form of chakra. I'm not gonna give Izuku full-on ninjutsu since he could probably just destroy everyone in the My Hero world if he learned any form of ninjutsu or any form of like any type of that. So that's why I'm gonna give Izuku the knowledge of chakra and make sure that he knows what it is. I'm not gonna give Izuku full-on ninjutsu just yet. He will get it soon enough, but he's not gonna get it right now. So Izuku starts training with his father and starts to grasp his Karma Seal more and more. And he starts to master his Karma Seal and starts to, realize what this Karma Seal is. It's something from his father, which basically allows him to be in contact and gives him physical enhancements. And, basically gives him enough power to defeat, anyone in the My Hero world, but not enough to defeat the Otsutsuki. So he's gonna learn a lot about chakra right now. So when Izuku wakes up that morning, Izuku's skin is a bit more paler and starts to look more like an Otsutsuki. When Inko walks into his room, she notices this and asks Izuku what happened. As Izuku tells Inko that he met his father. As Inko is just surprised and asks him how this could have ever happened. As Izuku shows his mom the Karma Seal, Inko starts crying, realizing that his father is still in there, and she starts crying and walks up to Izuku and hugs him. As both of them start crying and, do the regular Inko Midoriya stuff, start crying as tears fall out of their window and stuff like that. But after their crying session, Izuku realized that All Might told him to meet him up. As Izuku immediately picked up all of his things and started to rush out of the door. Remembering All Might telling him to meet him up at a beach, and realizing how late he is, he immediately rushed toward the beach. As All Might saw Izuku, he told Izuku that he's late and that they wasted so much time, and All Might was exactly about to leave at that point. As Izuku apologized, telling All Might that he had some family issues. As All Might says that that's fine, as he tells Izuku that he wants him to train and make sure that he can actually acquire One For All without any feedback or any, backlash. As Izuku realizes his surroundings, he notices all the trash around him. As All Might smirks, telling Izuku that he wants to remove all the trash from this beach and to make sure that this beach is extremely clean. As Izuku immediately turns on his karma and immediately starts dashing toward all the trash to make sure that he can remove all of it. As All Might tells Izuku that he doesn't want him to use his quirk. As Izuku sees this, he turns off his karma and sees that this isn't going to be that hard, as since he's still a half Otsutsuki and he still has some physical enhancement just because he's a half Otsutsuki. So Izuku starts picking up all the trash and does some regular training with it. And after a few hours later, Izuku removed all the trash from the beach and the beach is actually extremely clean. As All Might's extremely impressed, telling Izuku that he would have never been able to do this if he was able to do it. And All Might tells Izuku that he could probably inherit One For All right now. As Izuku asks All Might if he could actually inherit it right now. As All Might says that he can, as he pulls off a hair from his head and tells Izuku to eat this. All of a sudden, Izuku's face just drops, realizing that All Might just told him to eat this piece of hair. Not knowing what to do, as All Might assures him that this is the only way that he can pass on One For All to him, telling him that he has to give Izuku some sort of DNA so he can give him One For All. As Izuku realizes this, he grabs a piece of air and immediately swallows it, making sure he doesn't even taste anything. As All Might tells Izuku that it should be activated in around 2 hours and that he should be able to acquire the quirk in like 2 hours. As Izuku realizes this, realizing that he just ate All Might's hair, and he was this close to barfing, as Izuku made sure that he didn't barf. After a few hours later, All Might tells Izuku that it's probably ready that he could use One For All. As Izuku charges up, realizing that he can actually use One For All, as he throws a punch with One For All as a gust of wind goes everywhere. But all of a sudden, Izuku realizes that One For All is weaker than his Karma Seal. As he tells All Might this, as All Might's just laughing, asking Izuku if he's serious. As all of a sudden, as All Might notices the straight face on Izuku, he realizes that Izuku's serious. As All Might's astonished, asking Izuku how much more powerful his Karma Seal is. As Izuku says that it's a bit more powerful than his One For All, and that he's not sure if he wants to use One For All right now. As All Might assures him that he probably can train One For All to make it even stronger. As Izuku realizes this, he decides that he might as well train One For All to make it even stronger, since this is also a power that he acquired, and he might as well train it so he can make it so he can defeat the Otsutsukis. So for the next 10 months, Izuku starts training One For All the most. Yes, here and there, Izuku starts training his Karma Seal, but he mainly focuses on One For All. And in only a short amount of time, Izuku is able to acquire many different abilities from One For All. And already, guys, I'm telling you right now, spoiler alert, this is going to be all the things that he gets during the manga right now and everything that he's basically going to get. So if you guys want to skip this part, please do. So Izuku starts gaining all the quirks and improves a lot. So he gains Danger Sense, Float, Black Whip, Smoke Screen, and I'm pretty sure Fujin. So he gains all these quirks and all these abilities, and Izuku's pretty impressed with One For All, since he's able to improve so much, and his abilities are improving so much from just using One For All. And One For All is slowly catching up to his Karma Seal, and he's pretty impressed with One For All, and All Might's really impressed with Izuku, and all the abilities he's able to gain from One For All in this short amount of time. As since he's able to gain Black Whip and also Float. And All Might's especially impressed with Izuku gaining Float, since this was his old master's quirk, telling Izuku that he's really happy Izuku gained this quirk, and he's able to see his master's quirk again. As Izuku tells All Might that he's happy that he's able to get One For All, since he has a goal in mind for it. As All Might's confused, Izuku tells All Might to not worry about it. But we know that Izuku's goal is to destroy the Otsutsuki clan, and All Might still won't know about this for a while. And Izuku decides that he's gonna take the UA entrance exam as the 10 months were over. As he walks through the UA gates, he sees Bakugo as he immediately runs in and tells Bakugo that he's gonna destroy him during the entrance exam, as Bakugo snarls, telling him that he shouldn't assure himself that, since he's been training intensely for the past 10 months, telling him that his biggest explosion could not give him any sort of backlash. As Izuku's impressed, but tells Bakugo that he has a trick up his sleeve. As both of them walk through the doors of UA, both of them take the written portion of the exam, and both of them do fairly well, both of them getting like a high 90-ish kind of score. So this is still our same Izuku, so Izuku's still a pretty smart guy, so I'd say Izuku would get somewhere around that score. As Izuku and Bakugo walk into the seminar room, where Might Guy starts to explain the robot situation, and tells everyone about the 1-pointer, the 2-pointer, and 3-pointer, and the 0-pointer. As Might Guy starts to explain all this, a kid starts mumbling to himself, as Ida calls this kid out, as Izuku looks at Ida why he has to be such a jerk. As Might Guy tells everyone that they should all go line up at a gate. As everyone lines up at the gate, everyone starts stretching around, making sure they were ready. As Izuku notices Bakugo, he starts walking up to Bakugo, as all of a sudden Ida walks up to Izuku, telling him that he shouldn't distract other students. As Izuku with one deadly glare looks at Ida, as Ida immediately knew that he had some killing intent and immediately walks away. As Izuku starts conversating with Bakugo, as all of a sudden All Might yells go go go, as both Izuku and Bakugo were the first people out, as Ida could notice the strength coming off of Izuku and the aura coming off of Bakugo and both of them, as both of them start to destroy robots, not leaving any robots for anyone, as everyone's just wondering who these two kids were, as both Izuku and Bakugo start destroying robots left and right. And here, Izuku's only using one for all, thinking that Karma Seal was kind of an overkill situation here. As Izuku starts destroying more and more robots, as he notices Bakugo using his explosions, as Izuku decides that he might as well use Black Whip and all the other quirks, as he starts using Black Whip and starts destroying more and more robots, as both Bakugo and Izuku start having a competition in who could destroy the most robots. As both of them are doing this, both of them hear huge footsteps coming from out of nowhere, as they see like a huge 0-point robot, as all of a sudden Izuku hears a girl screaming, as all of a sudden Bakugo hears it as well, as both of them nod at each other, as Bakugo immediately rushes toward the girl and lifts up the rubble and picks up Uraraka and puts her down, telling Uraraka to run. As Izuku tells Uraraka that she should run really quickly since the 0-pointer is catching up. As Izuku starts, zigzagging from building top to building top and jumps into the air, as all of a sudden Izuku gets an idea that he hasn't done before, as he immediately activates his Karma Seal and once for all at once, as he immediately punches a 0-pointer in the face. He's like square right in the face and completely decapitates it. The 0-pointer is non-existent anymore. Like everything is gone, and everything behind the 0-pointer is gone as well, as everyone is just feeling the wind pressure coming off of this attack, as Bakugo is immensely scared at what just happened here, seeing that Izuku really did surpass him, as Bakugo snarls, seeing how powerful Izuku really is. But then, all of a sudden, Izuku immediately passes out, as Izuku immediately is transported to the white space again, as he sees his dad asking him what happened, as his dad tells Izuku that he lost all of his chakra and used all of it up, as Izuku tries to wake himself up, realizing that he was still in the air, but nothing's happening. As Bakugo notices what's happening with Izuku, he immediately tries to rush up and tries to catch Izuku, but he's still not fast enough. As Uraraka notices this, she immediately rushes up and slaps Izuku straight in the face, making sure he doesn't hit the ground super hard. But when Izuku wakes up, he notices Recover Girl kissing him, as he's super astonished in what's going on. As he notices his arms, all of a sudden he realizes that they're broken, as Recover Girl tells Izuku that she's trying to heal him. As after a while, Izuku gets healed and gets transferred to a hospital bed, as Uraraka and Bakugo get to him, as Uraraka thanks Izuku for saving him, as Izuku says the same thing, as Uraraka blushes as she leaves, as Bakugo asks Izuku how he's even able to do this, as Izuku says that he doesn't even know how. As both Bakugo and Izuku walk home that day, as Bakugo immediately stops and tells Izuku that he wants to fight him. He wants to make sure that Izuku isn't just bluffing, and to make sure that he's actually just as strong as Izuku or even stronger. as Izuku just smirks, telling Bakugo that they probably shouldn't do this here, as both of them walk to the beach that Izuku, did his training. As both of them get into a fighting stance, and both of them lunge at each other with fists up into the air, ready to punch each other. And that's where I'm going to be ending off the what if. If you guys like this what if, don't forget to, like, comment, and share, hit that red button down there as well. And again, guys, please join the Discord. It is so dead. Please, I am begging you guys. And then we also have our 2K special, and I need you guys to vote for a what if down in the what if idea section. If you guys can do that, that's going to be insanely helpful as well. And other than that, guys, I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys later.